Hey guys, and welcome to Excel Survival. Thanks for tuning in. And before I start this video, I just wanted to let you know how learning Excel and VBA has helped me improve at my job. At my job, I pretty much had no idea how to use Excel. It wasn't a main part of my job at all. We would pretty much just use it for tracking work and making sure we all knew what projects we were working on and what tasks we needed to be on. But there was a higher scope available there. There was a report that my supervisors did, and they could automate those tasks using macros. I knew a little bit about Excel, but had no idea that there was a macro system that could automate tasks really quickly and easily. So I ended up taking time out of my day, off the clock, just learned about VBA and Excel and what you can do with it. And soon enough, I got to the point where I was able to create that macro for them. And it took a task that takes 10 to 15 minutes, and it brings it down to around 30 seconds. And that ended up helping my whole department, which was great. It made me look good. It allowed me to help other people out, and it made me stand out in that way. In addition, we also needed to have a report done that the previous person who worked on it was terminated just due to their attendance. Not trying to throw them under the bus or anything, but once I saw that opportunity was there, I started learning how to use VBA much more, uh, to an extent where I could really utilize it for a task like that. It took a lot more out of me because I had to learn more, but it did help me, and I was able to create that report that was able to track how everyone was doing as far as workflow. And that actually made me the guy who was in charge of running that report on a weekly basis. So that helped me reduce the amount of work I had to do outside of that report. So my report now had its own time slot where I could work on it, and I could make some production that way. So the whole point of this video is to kind of give you guys a roadmap to what the best way to learn Excel VBA is and how I learned Excel VBA. And learning Excel VBA is great. It's going to help you do all the things I mentioned. It'll help you on your own. It'll help you create all kinds of things that can make your life easier at your job. And it's an invaluable skill, and you can take that to any employer, and employers love that. So it's a really strong thing to have under in your tool belt. So for the first thing I recommend getting started with Excel VBA is going to be working on working through the Excel VBA is fun playlist. As you can see here, I have this open, and Excel VBA is fun. Their channel has a lot to do with Excel. They show you so many things you can do and utilize. I will be linking all these links in the description, by the way. And this is a really great place to get started because they have a basics tutorial. It takes you from the very beginning to getting more intermediate to advanced. So you can take your pace, go slow, just go through the videos one by one, practice them, and you'll have a very strong knowledge of VBA in a very short amount of time. This helped me get really advanced myself. So the next tutorial that I would recommend is on YouTube as well, and it's going to be through Wise Owl Tutorials. Their channel is amazing. The thing I love that sets it apart from Excel VBA is fun. Excel VBA is fun, obviously goes through advanced topics, but the way Wise Owl Tutorials did it is they take you through the basics, and through those basics, they actually break down in a little bit more advanced way. So you don't just go, how do I do this? And they tell you, it's more like, how do I do this? And you can also do this using the same sort of process. So it kind of gives you more details. And I love how they break it down a little more. As you can see, these tutorials are a little longer. That's just because he's giving you essentially everything you need to take away from and go and utilize it on your own. And it answers questions you didn't know you had. So it helps out so much to go through Wise Out tutorials as well. Okay, so the third resource is a website I used as a reference to have, and it's really simple. It really is. But the great thing about this is it kind of helps you get your bearings back a little bit. Because sometimes if you take a break from the coding, you come back to it, you notice, oh, how do I do that again? And it's great to come here and kind of not just sift through videos, because I know that can take a lot of time. But this way, you can just scroll through the page. Let me just show you here. So they show you all the essential basics to intermediate to advanced. And you can just scroll through and find what you're looking for, what's relative to what you're looking for. As you can see, they have sections, dedicated sections. And in those sections, you can just find what you're looking for. So it's a lot better if you just need to backpedal a little bit. So as you can see, you have these chapters here, basics, variables, and they define, outline what's in those sections. And you can just go to them, and it'll go ahead and show you all the things related to that topic that you're looking for. So it's really great to go ahead and go through this. It helps if you're just trying to go through and ensure that everything's going well, and they have these little kind of interactive tutorials as well if you are into that sort of thing. And lastly, the final resource that I want to give you that helped me a lot and kind of changed the way I looked at Excel is going through the Excel Reddit. So the Excel Reddit, uh, they provide you with a lot of resources as well. If you go to their, let's see here, it's in their Where to Learn. Oh no, VBA Essentials. They also have like a great outlined resource here, so you can check out what you can do in VBA, things to touch up on, writing clean code. This will help you in the long run, so it's always good to get used to these kinds of things. And I'll link this in the description, the common VBA mistakes, starting from here. And it's honestly phenomenal what you can learn here. In addition to that, you can also ask questions, and people will answer those questions and help you find the best way to do it through VBA. And they may sometimes also recommend how to do formulas, which I'll make another video showing how to create formulas and how to, well, not how to create formulas, but what the best way to learn formulas is. So Reddit is definitely a great resource for that. So that's pretty much it for this video. Take advantage of all these free resources. They're completely free. They're going to help you climb to that next level in Excel, be able to be that Excel guy in the office place, and change your life and your job. So that's something I've always wanted, and all these resources help me do that. So these are the exact ones I used to get where I could for Excel VBA. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.